ways to each other. Now you got the blockchain, which is like the hub of all Bitcoin transactions and understandings. You have all these Bitcoin wallets and Bitcoin merchant processors. You got special wallets. This one here, you can transfer as much money as you like without any identity. Good and bad, right? It's good and bad. Over here, you got to identify yourself. Over there, you really have to identify yourself. These are ATMs. And everywhere you go, this guy right here, really good app to put, because it's going to track anywhere you go, geofencing. It's going to find where you're at, and it's going to tell you, oh, you can go Bitcoin right there, pizza place. Oh, you can go over there and get a foot massage for whatever discount because you use Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is allowing these companies to save major money. And again, these are just Bitcoin companies, didn't exist in the beginning. So this is the beginning of the time when Bitcoin was launched by a pseudonym name of Satoshi Nakamoto. We don't know if he's real, we don't know if he's alive, we don't know if he's dead, we don't know if he's a genius, or if it's a group, or if it's 5 women and a dog. We don't know. Nobody knows who that is. It's very unique that nobody knows, because the minute somebody thought they knew who he was, federal government went trying to arrest him. Isn't that weird? Why would they care who this guy is? Because he created something that no government can shut down. Not any government. Everybody's tried for 7 years. So here's the mathematics of Bitcoin. It was 1 difficulty rate. 1. Remember we talked about there in dinner. So if you had 1 computer, you could mine 50 Bitcoins every 10 minutes because it was just you and the computer. 50 minutes. And then a few years later, things got opened up. And look at the math today. 47,500,000 or 500 million transactions per second have to be created in a 10-minute window in order to receive a Bitcoin reward. Now, I'm going to get a little bit more into depth on that so you can understand it. But let's talk about awareness. Who was in Facebook 5 years ago? 6 years ago? 7 years ago? Hands go down. So if you were in Facebook 7 years ago, you were probably in this little window right here. Those same people are in a different window called the Bitcoin space. Now, in the Bitcoin space, most of us joined in 100 to 500 million, a US technology company, started Facebook, and it went to college campuses, then it went around the world before it came back to all of us, regular people. Now, if you're one of those smart guys or smart gals, and you knew about this and you were connected, social media-wise, you were involved in the first 50 million. You might have been some of the first people that got the stock in this company. How high is the stock right now? Anybody know?
$20-some today.
Yeah. Imagine getting it in pennies or just dollars. I mean, these companies created multi-millionaires overnight. Now, here's what's amazing. Bitcoin, and I'm going to explain how this curve works right here. Because this is a space where Bitcoin works in different time frames. But just understand, right now, this curve that's happening is right now. Bitcoin's $235. We're about to go into 8 million wallets. Well, I have 10 wallets myself, probably 6 or 8 on each phone. Ryan has about 4, 5, 6. I know Joe, you probably have 10 or 15 wallets. We all have dozens and dozens of wallets. That doesn't mean it's 8 million people. So up here, if you were very slick, you were in the very beginning of the awareness. But most people got involved here and they still think Facebook was exciting. Most people are getting involved in Bitcoin over here. When the rest of the world hears about it, it'll be over here. 50, 100 million people. Today, it's less than 10 million wallets. Not 10 million people, but 10 million wallets. Let me explain how Bitcoin reward works. So every 10 minutes, new Bitcoins are released to the miners as a reward. It's a lottery system. There's no one can guarantee anything other than the faster you are, the better your units work, the more you have, the more chance you have at the reward. And our companies, they've been able to limit that reward. We're, I think, 10 to 13 in the world of 21 top companies. So we figured out a little something that nobody else is doing. And we're doing it together as a unique animal. This will happen till the year 2140, when 21 million Bitcoins will be created, creating scarcity and definitely it's going to prevent inflation. It's a deflationary tool. It's a deflationary vehicle. When you're talking about Bitcoin, you're talking about storage of funds or storage of currency or storage of value. You're protecting something. And so Bitcoin, again, was released in 2009. And in the very beginning, you're talking 225,000 coins in the first year. And then it went up to the 4th year, and there's already 10 million coins produced. And then halving time happens, and this mathematics is going to happen till the year 2140. And the next year it was 11 million coins, 25 coins every 10 minutes, 24/7. Someone got them. $4.5 billion market cap. Someone got them this way. Okay, and it's just going to keep going and keep going. And then sometime in 2016, they think it's July. So they put July 2016. The next halving time is going to happen, where Bitcoin reward gets cut in half. There's a very important thing for you to understand, because if you were here, you're a multi-millionaire. If you were here, you could still be a multi-millionaire. If you're over here and building this thing correctly, 10, 20, $30 million person. And we'll show you how that happens, okay? So we're here right now, 14,500,000 coins in circulation. That leaves 6.5 million coins for the next 115 years. But technically, we don't have to wait that long, because the 12, the 6, the 3, that's only 12 years away from now. Where majority of the coins will be released in the next 12 to 15 years. And then it's going to take about 100 years to get the rest of the coins out at less than 500,000 coins, okay? So let's talk about value. When was the first physical value? Has to do with 2 Papa John pizzas. A guy named Laszlo out of Florida decided that he wanted to put up his Bitcoin that he started mining back here in 2009 and 10. And he was one of the first guys that started mining, but Bitcoin had no value. Has no value till someone establishes. Is that correct or not? Didn't gold have no value before? Till somebody established it was precious.
Well, the more people that accept it, the more valuable it becomes.
That's unique, right? So this guy decided, I'm going to sell 10,000 of these little guys for 2 pizzas. A guy in England said, I'll buy it. He sent the credit card over the phone to PayPal. Papa John. Papa John delivered the pizzas. Laszlo says, deal's deal, 10,000 Bitcoin. What's the value of those coins today?
$5 million.
So back then, maybe a pennies, right? We're talking early 2010. Today, $2.3 million. If it was just sold at 10,000 coins for $230 today. Who think it's a pretty good deal? It's a pretty unique deal, right? Because you can add zeros behind any of those things. So that could be 200, doesn't matter. It just has to do with the accumulation. My guy always says Lamborghini for the first slice, and here comes a house. And, think about it. That's some expensive pizza, right? Just understanding that you see this transaction right here. It looks like somebody died. It looks like there's zero pulse on it. But in between here, they look like this. They're just so small you don't see it. But if you run the cursor over it, it's bouncing like crazy. But right here is where things changed. And they changed around 2013, probably when Joby got his first couple coins. 12 and 13?
I got my coins for like $7 to $10 a coin.
Wow, that's right here. That's an awesome early start.
I bought them at like 30, and then I sold at like 300.
Not bad, right? That's a pretty good return.
I had no clue what I was buying though back when I bought them.
So understand that all the Bitcoin mining has to come from miners, and there's a rule when it comes to mining, and this rule is you can't stop it. One thing happens for sure, and someone always says, "Well, what's going on there?" There's a big split here. The math is going to get difficult. I showed you it was 0, 1, and it's going to go to 50 billion, 100 billion. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. So how do you fix this problem when the equipment gets older and the math gets harder? How do you catch this in between it? Because you have to be there for time. Bitcoin is time management money. It's secured by protocol, but it's over time because it's released in increments. It's released by time every single 10 minutes. So how do you fix this? Well, at BitClub, our programmers and some pretty good minds got together and we said we couldn't do this unless this is fixed, because we'd be just like everybody else. Unless you can fix this problem, you're just like everybody else. And we are to date the only company that does this. The only company. So BitClub Network created 1,000 mind share because we couldn't do it for 90 days. It's not long enough. We couldn't do it for 6 months. Not long enough. Not even 1 year. So we did 30 months, 6 months shy of 3 years. We created a repurchase system. From every dollar we pay you, there's a repurchase back. That keeps no more new money coming from your pocket, but new